Right, Shalom. Giving all praise unto Yahweh Shemel Shai Shem HaKodash. Double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone, and only you brothers that be pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. And the brother I body are coming out here to give you this truth for the grace and mercy of Yahweh Shemel Shai. And this is going to be a relatively straightforward video. I'm going to call this simple economics. And the brother, the elder here, he had been making some videos, and he clarified one of the points that you got to understand about how this economy works, man. And it's a global economy, okay? It's a global economy, right? So that means when somebody has a particular demand or supply of a good, that good is going to go to the highest bidder. And the question that I had posed, or the little bit that to me it didn't make much sense until the elder, he had expounded upon it, was the supply. And we're speaking about Britain in particular here. I might have to put that within the title, because this example here is going to be focusing on what's happening out here within the UK. So pretty much here within the UK, we get about 50%, no, sorry, Salakia, we get about 5%, yes, 5%, Salakia, of our gas comes from Russia, okay? But what you gotta understand is this: even though Britain is pretty much self-sufficient in a certain kind of a way when it comes to gas and that, and what I mean by that is, when you check out the companies here within the UK that provide the UK with gas, they get it offshore. There's what you know as offshore supplies, as far as I understand it, right? Also too, you got wind farm energy and so forth and so on. So we here within the UK only get about 5% of our resources from the Russia, right? Now check this out. Here within the UK, the price of gas has gone up substantially. And I've done videos in the past about it, but I didn't really understand the intricate details of the supply and demand and how that's going to affect the people out here, right? And ultimately, the entirety of the global market. And then ultimately, what I didn't understand was, howbeit there's supposedly a gas shortage or whatever, right? But here, the gas companies here are making a killing. The same thing that happened with the petrol, right? It's not about where it comes from, okay? It's about the highest bidder on the market. That's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about. And this is why the government's gonna have to step in and regulate these particular things, okay? So let's go back to the example of the gas that we have out here within the UK. So they get gas from whatever sources, right? But the price has gone up. Why? Because the company that's in charge or is in control of that particular commodity is not a government corporation, right? That's a private enterprise. So they ain't worried about the British people, if it's Shell or whoever, right? Whatever company it is, they ain't worried about the British people and British sovereignty. They're worried about making money. Hence the reason why they're making all kind of bank, okay? They're making all kind of bank right now because they can sell it on the open market, and they sell it to the person that's willing to spend the most. With this MOTB coming up, man, it's gonna be these poorer nations that's gonna suffer first. But ultimately, all of these people are gonna suffer, innit? Okay? Scripture talks about how it's gonna be a time known as the time of Jacob's trouble, and it shall come about upon all the earth. Ain't nobody gonna be left out. Okay? There ain't gonna be a single person that's gonna be left out, man. Of an assurity, unless you're all of the elite banking families, you're gonna suffer out here. And that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing, because it's a fulfillment of the scriptures that we read about concerning the salvation of the children of Israel. Okay, because the salvation of the children of Israel is coupled with what? The destructuring of this empire that we're living in right now. Right? The destruction of the empire that we're living in right now coincides with the uplifting of the Negroes, Hispanic, Native Americans. Daniel 2:44. In the days of these kings shall the Most High set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and it shall not be left to all the people. Joel 3. These nations are going to come together for World War 3, right? That's all dealing with the salvation of the children of Israel, because it says at this time will I turn again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. Okay? Same thing with the book of Jeremiah, the 30th chapter and the 1st verse. It shall be a time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. He shall be saved out of it. So our salvation goes hand in hand with the destruction of this society. So we love to see, hey, I love to see that, man. All the hell that we're going through, man. All the hell that we're going, even if you got a so-called decent situation, there's always something in it. There's always something within this society that's going to make you mad, frustrated, pissed off, right? Because this is a wicked society. This is a wicked society, man. How the hell you going to have a nigga that's going to try to stay up within this society, man? Okay, you pay rent, your landlord can kick you out at any minute, right? You buy a so-called nice phone don't even act right. It's like the phone's got demons on it. It's a society that we're living in, man, and that's just your day-to-day frustrations. We ain't even gone into the spiritual frustrations. You gotta walk out here and there's a bunch of rainbow individuals, right, parading around the earth, right, walking around in pride as if to say the Most High don't see. No, the Most High sees, man. The Most High sees, and you're about to get your judgment. Same thing with the wicked ass people that's living within this society. The scripture says the eyes of the Lord power upon the sinful kingdom, and he will destroy it from off the face thereof. Sure enough, this judgment's gonna come. You better believe that. Okay, going back onto the point. So the highest bidder is the individual that gets what? That gets the gas or the product on the global market, right? They're the ones that get the produce, right? So what does that happen? Oh, so like what does that entail, or what's the end result of that? Well, what happens is this, man. Because the highest bidder gets the product, right? You got a situation where the demand, right, is higher than the supply, then the price is going to be overly inflated. And again, like I said in the beginning, it's the poor that's going to suffer, right? The poorer countries are going to suffer. Look what happened out there within Sri Lanka, right? It was going up, and then boom, thing fell over overnight. Look what's going to happen out there in places like not Venezuela, Zimbabwe, Ghana. I forget the other nations that are on the brink of collapse. India, right? They ain't gonna have the capital to compete for that price, right, of gas, because the global supply has been has basically led to a point where the demand is way exceeding the supply. It's not about where it's coming from. It's about who is supplying it and who is gonna. It's not about where it's coming from. It's about who's gonna pay the most for it. That's what it comes down to. And then this is where the MOTB kicks in. Because you got a situation where the richest countries, right? Let's use this terminology. Let's say that the richest countries are being selfish with the resources. Let's put it like that. Then you got a situation where what? The governing bodies are gonna have to step in. That's where you're gonna get your rationing. Okay? That's where you're gonna get your rationing. So that you ain't gonna have a single individual, or a single entity, or a single government, right? Be superior because, rather take all the resources because they got the superior economy. No. What they're gonna sell you on is this: because you're going through hard times, this is how you're gonna get through. This is how you're gonna get through the hard times. You're gonna get through the hard times by way of taking this rationing, digitized rationing. Okay, digitized rationing charagma, and with that, that's how you're gonna what? Alleviate your problems. Where are we? Okay, that's how you're gonna get rid of your problems, right? When you get that digitized rationing, bear with me. That's the one. Okay, when you get that digitized rationing, man, that's when you're gonna have a situation where what? The MOTB is gonna be made mandatory throughout the four corners of the earth, man. So this is what's coming, man. Right? In order to regulate the unfairness, they're gonna have to bring something in, and that's what's known as the MOTB. That's what's coming on the pipeline. That's what's here on the pipeline, man. This is what we're dealing with. So hopefully that was a verification. With that, I'm gonna say all praise unto Yahweh Shim Ashai Bashim Wakwa HaKodash. Double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone, and honor your brothers that be pushing this truth in sincerity. Shalom.